We got a good one this weekend, guys. Live from Las Vegas, Leon Edwards is going to defend the welterweight UFC Championship against Colby Covington. And my partners at DraftKings have an incredible offer for all new customers signing up using the promo code Sonnen. New customers bet just $5 on any of this weekend's fights, and you're going to receive $150 in bonus bets instantly. You can even use your bonus bets in DraftKings same fight parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together within the same fight, including number of rounds and method of victory. Remember, DraftKings is the only place where you can bet same fight parlays. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Sign up using my promo code Sonnen or just click on the link below. Leon Edwards spoke a little bit about kicking Ian Garry in the head in practice. There's this rumor that Leon knocked out Ian Garry in practice. And that rumor isn't true, by the way. The Bellator 170-pound champion. That is who knocked out Ian Garry in practice. But there's a rumor, or I should say there was a leak, that Ian was knocked out in practice. The media then has transferred that to Leon knocked out Ian Garry in practice. They've got the wrong guy. Jeremiah Jackson, I believe, is the gentleman's name. Bellator 170-pound champion. Total stud, by the way. He's the one that knocked him out. But here's the point. Because the media has decided it's Leon, because it's fight week for Leon, Leon's getting asked about this, and it's putting Leon in a very tough position because Leon is not a guy to lie, so he has not confirmed this, but he has definitely led you to continue your own misgivings about the belief that he was the one that kicked him out. Okay, fine. But when Leon spoke about this, he said, yeah, man, I let him feel that same head kick I let Kamaru feel. He said, but this guy gets kicked out of every gym he goes. When he comes to the gym, it's a whole thing. He's always got his wife. He's always got his kid. He's always got a camera crew. Let's stay right there for a moment. If I have any regrets for my time at Team Quest, and I have many, because some of you don't even know who Team Quest is. Team Quest is one of the great gyms, if not the single greatest gym in the history of MMA. And I don't have any footage. You know, I got my first iPhone in 2009, and they'd been out for a little while, but not that long. Been out maybe since 2007. 2008's a better guess. And the iPhone is very relevant, right? As a smartphone and a smart device that you can pull out and have a camera. You can have good audio. You can take pictures. You can make videos. Like, it's very different. Twitter did not come out until 2008 or 2009. Just for example, like the idea of social media and getting messages out there, documenting certain events, it was a very different time. So if I could go back, I would have brought a camera in. I would have had some of these incredible moments. In that regard, I understand Garry bringing a camera in. But gyms are different. Each gym is different. I never cared if somebody saw me sparring. I would not be opposed to sparring with my opponent. Could not have meant any less to me. If my teammate sat him down, if a trainer sat him down an inside scoop and an inside mole, and here's what he's planning to do, would not have bothered me in the least. Other guys, and the majority of guys, don't want that out. They do not want that seen. There are top-level guys in the UFC right now who, when warming up in the back and they throw to that camera shot, will go and do other silly techniques. They don't want anybody seeing what they're doing. And I only bring that contrast to you because Ian Garry was a guest at this gym. It's called the Renegade Gym. He was a guest. He was not a member. He was a member, according to Ian Garry, of Sanford MMA. And so if you're going to bring in a camera crew, it would be important etiquette-wise to go around and talk to the gym first. Is this going to bother you, right? Because the gym is a real safe haven. These athletes that you see on television you think are these big stars, they will allow you to think that. They will get their hair done before they're going to go somewhere with a camera. They will put on fancy suits and sunglasses and whatever the gimmick is before they go on camera. They don't want to be under those same obligations for practice, where they haven't shaved in a few days, where they're coming in after a nap, where they're stumbling around, where they're a little bit grouchy. They got the stress of a fight. They got the wear and tear of the day of training and the day before's training. They're in calorie deficit, right? It's one of these things where it's a real safe haven. And you could really bother some people fast if all of a sudden you're bringing in cameras. Not to mention, what is it you're filming? Are you filming a sparring? And filming sparring turns into a problem 100% of the time because the person who did the filming edits the footage. You never have a guy that was running the camera that will show a sparring round where he came in second. He might have lost the very round that you watched clips of, but his editing team will edit it and change it. And all of a sudden, he's going over on you and you're supposed to be teammates. And it creates hard feelings. It gets really weird really fast. And I'm not new to the camera at practice concept. We had a guy at Team Quest that was doing that, and I didn't want to be part of it. I was looking for a camera. I was looking for a spotlight. That was just the wrong time. You come to practice, I mean, this is one of these safe havens, right? I used to have busy days, and I'm working on 3 different jobs to try and support this thing. That was the one time where I didn't have to think. I did not have to be on. I didn't have to do anything. I just put my gear on, and somebody else told me what to do, and I would go and do it. So I didn't love having the camera. My larger problem, right, I get to practice, I jump out of my car, grab my bag, I'm headed in. The camera guy runs outside, throws a microphone on me, has me get back into the car, as though I had just pulled in, get back out of the car and walk into practice, right? It was one of these things where all of a sudden you're working, and all of a sudden you're on, and you don't even know who you're doing it for. You don't know who this camera crew that got access to the check, you don't know who got the check, who did he pay? Or what is he going to do with the footage? And what does that side of the business look like? All I know is I'm getting asked to get in and out of my car 2 and 3 times and stage a shot, and I'm not involved with any part of it, right? It wasn't that I didn't want the footage or to be part of what this was doing. I didn't believe in the cameraman. I didn't believe in him as a producer. I didn't believe in him as a director. I didn't believe he had distribution or he had any kind of a plan. That was 14 years ago. I've never seen a single second of that footage, no matter how many times I pretended to pull into the parking lot. I was right. The guy, he didn't know what he was doing. And I only bring that to you because I keep hearing this about Ian Garry with his camera crew. So who's the crew? The crew goes to Brazil with him. He doesn't have that kind of money. The crew that comes to Florida with him, he didn't have that kind of money. They go with him when he goes to Ireland. They go with him when he goes out to England or Renegade. He doesn't have that kind of money. So who's this crew? Where's he getting a crew? What do you mean a crew? And if he has a crew and everywhere he goes and you're documented and all of a sudden he's going to make himself the next Kardashian, which not for nothing, he's a pretty interesting guy. Like I actually do get that concept, but I would watch something like that. I haven't seen 1 second of it. I haven't seen 1 second of Ian Garry behind the scenes footage any more than I saw myself walking in a Team Quest for a local yokel film crew that did nothing with it 13 years later. Well, why has he got a camera crew? What is the camera crew filming? Where does that footage live? Who is he selling it to? Who has bought it? I mean, sports and news are 2 things you can't do late, right? You got to do them now, right now. 24/7 countdown shows only work because of how impressive their editing and turnaround time is. If I had that footage from Team Quest, Evan Tanner, champion of the world, sparring with Dan Henderson, Pride champion, same time. Neither one of them ranked number 1. They're both champions. Matt Lilland's ranked number 1. He's in the room too. If I would have had these footages of that, quite frankly, you would not line up to see it. Right? Some of you would go, that's pretty interesting. I want to see that, but I'm not going to get droves. I'm not going to be able to monetize something that happened 17 years ago. Sport doesn't work that way. So I'm just wondering, whoever this mythical camera crew that somebody is paying that isn't Team Ian, and I don't give him a hard time for that, but he can't afford to bring 3 different continents. If they're filming all this footage and everybody talks about how invasive it is and what a pain in the ass to have a camera in your private space, I really do get that. Where is that footage at? What is he doing with it? Whoever that camera crew is, that I know he's not paying, but whoever that crew is that has talked him into letting him film him, put the footage out, monetize it, bring me in, or stop showing up. That needs to be the very next conversation Ian Garry has.